Okay, so hello, welcome everybody to the Build Workgroup meeting, Node.js Build Workgroup meeting, March 7th. I guess we'll start off with the usual agenda. So we start out with the previous meeting minutes. I think now let's come on to that. So present we have Michael Dawson, Johan Bergström, Jao Rice, and Gibson Fainchuk. So maybe we'll start with the stand-up. Myself, mostly some miscellaneous work helping to set up CI jobs and configuration for some of the working groups and teams. So things like node report, node spec, ABI stable node, and benchmarking. Johan, you're next.
Hey, haven't been very busy this iteration. I managed to fix the incremental backups I was talking about last time. So the backups for our distribution, like releases, are now incremental, which means that if we have another problem with making releases and running the script twice, so we get some inconsistencies, we can more easily revert. I've just done some general maintenance on the CI, like getting a few workers back online, and that's about it.
Sound good. That does remind me, we should probably look at backups for the code coverage stuff, but I'll talk to you about that offline.
Okay, cool.
Joel?
So I've been working on adding support for Visual Studio 2017 to NodeGIP and NodeCore. The pull requests are open in NodeGIP, but it's still under discussion there. And I've managed to add the last stage to the node test binary Windows job to clean up the master workspace if it gets too big. It's being tested right now, so if it works, I will update the issue. And that's it. Gibson?
So since last time, we copied the SitGem job and I basically took out the part where it builds Node. So it's now fetching from Node.js.org, fetching a tarball and then building SitGem with that. And with that in parallel, that brought the total time to test SitGem on virtually all of our platforms down to about 10 minutes, which means that it's now much easier to run the entire suite on individual pull requests and things. This is for testing SitGem itself, not for testing Node, obviously. Testing Node, you still need to be building. And then we clone that to do the node report and was it node inspect? Some of the other CI, the other Node.js projects that are joining CI. We just clone the job to again pull down Node and then run the tests, which is obviously a lot quicker. Other than that, I had to play with the refactor the world, Johan's PR. It's obviously pretty massive, but the bits that I tried seem to work pretty well. Is more just getting my head around the Ansible stuff. I think that's it.
Okay. So moving on to the agenda, we have three things from the agenda tag, and then a few other things to talk about. So first one on the agenda, 515, file and directory names for downloads. So as basically, I think Johan commented there's been no discussions on the issue. Should we remove from the agenda?
Yeah, so I reckon until we see more activity, there's no point in bringing it up. I don't think we have anything to add here. It would rather be like some input from the community, or perhaps revisiting as part of an ABI. So once we close into 8 or something.
Okay, so basically you're suggesting we should just, take that off of the agenda for now until there's more progress, which I can do as we speak. Let's see, labels, work with agenda. Okay. So then next one, draft text for HTS communication.
Yeah, so it's on me. It's just I just haven't had time, and I guess what I wrote as a comment in the just below was that seeing how no one seems to be, thinking this is a very high priority, I don't see any strong reason for us to, choose this before any of the other things that we should be doing. So I think we can remove this from the agenda as well. But if someone wants to make a collective push to make sure we do HSTS everywhere, then we can set a timeline and get it done as part of that. But until later, we don't have to bring it up every time it is.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Like, unless there's some reason that's really pushing it, let's just let it work its way through with the other work.
Yep.
Okay, done. I took it off the agenda then. So, okay, tap plugin for Jenkins, for tap plugin issues on Jenkins.
Yeah, and there as well. I haven't made any progress. I know that there's a few things we need to be doing in order to fully automate it for Windows, and I know that we spoke about the AIX stuff last time and installing PIP. I don't know if that's done now, but if it is, we should probably start testing it more.
Yep, it's done. It's on the test
Yep.
machines. Obviously, we said no. We decided not to do it on the release machine, right?
Yeah, there's no point at least.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, then, if I have a test job which checks the JUnit output instead of the tap parsing. So what I could do, I guess, is revisit that and try and add a few more machines to it, and look at the output.
Yeah, makes sense.
How are you handling the sort of like the skip and the flaky and the sort of other tap directives that aren't just okay and not okay? Are there equivalents in JUnit?
Yeah, they're supported, both of them. So they just passed on access, so they become a skip and a flaky.
Okay, great, easy.
Okay, so on that one, it's basically Joanne's going to take.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up the job that I've been using to test it,
Right.
and then so basically it doesn't look for tab files; it just collects a JUnit at the end, and then it instead of calling the make tab test, it calls the Python script after instead. So it's like a minor patch to the make file, and then just a different collect.
Okay.
We could perhaps even just not modify the make file and just pull that out and run it as a shell command. But I was just thinking it would be easier for Windows if we kept it as part of the VC build as well.
Okay, it might be worth maybe adding it to, I don't know, say the node report or one of the other sort of like smaller test suites, just so we can test it out without, necessarily breaking node CI.
Sure. Does it have the same output? The tap
Well,
file?
it has tap. I'm assuming that it should be it should be proper tap. So I assume your plugin should work with. It's not just node tap, right? It works with any tap output.
The script I wrote, because we have specific terminology in Node test suite, so it's not guaranteed to work, because how we parse time, the parse time, the time spent for tests, it's like a bit specific in the Node project, so I had to write some exceptions in the library. So
well, I guess
it's not going to work as is, I think.
Is the plan for it to work for like other tap stuff? I mean, about trying it, and okay, so we could try it anyway, see if it maybe on a clone of that job, see if it breaks stuff, and then we can fix it up. And because if it handles, I mean, ideally you want it to be handling all of our tap, right? Because tap slows down CI all the time. So if we can convert everything we have in tap to JUnit, that'd be
yeah, absolutely. No, it's actually a good way to get gritty with the Python script as well, because it makes assumptions, which is pretty specific to the Node project when it could be better. So
okay, I'll try another play with it then.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to take say that Gibson. Try to use some of the other projects, like I guess Citgem doesn't have tap.
So Citgem has JUnit and tap reporters built in.
Okay.
So it directly at the moment reports out in JUnit, but
Okay.
Obviously, we could try converting it to tap and then see if the JUnit matches, how well it matches up.
I was just wondering why you weren't going to do it there versus Node Report. So anyway, I just took a note. Gibson will also try and use it in some of the other projects like Node Report.
Yep. I think also Citgem generates a ridiculous amount of tap or JUnit, so Node Report's much smaller.
Right.
We have libuv as well. I think we report tap there too. So
right,
we could try that one, but it's a bit specific. I think it's I'm not even sure if it's fully tap 13.
Right.
So yeah, remains to be seen.
Sure. Well, I could also try test npm because that's not working yet. That's just that's still sort of in beta. So and that's quite a big chunk of tap as well.
Okay. When you mean a big chunk, do you mean in the amount of tests run?
Yeah, it's a lot of tests and a lot of subtests. Like almost every test has, it's quite heavily nested. So it'd be a good test for the logic.
Sounds like a pretty expected breakage then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's get it done.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on to the other issues. The one I threw in there is, and I think the answer is no, is like we had the PR for supported platforms. And I was looking in both the build and the main node repo, and I thought that they were going to show up in one of those two, and I didn't see them. So I just wanted to check. Am I just not finding it, or is it not landing yet? Yeah, okay.
I think Rod revisited it pretty recently, and I suggested a few changes we should be making to SmartOS, but other than that, it's still in there. We should try and actually get that done because a lot of people are kind of making assumptions on it, so we should really land it.
That was a PR in the main node repo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to live next to like building and
right. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to bring that up. Like maybe we can all go back and take a look and see what we can do to just push that one forward.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's try and land it in the coming week or so. And it's actually we're going to want to backport it to probably all branches, except 0x, I guess, but to 4, anything we're maintaining, just to make it more clear for people that are building it what's supported. Because now that it's starting to branch off, so SmartOS is different, as you know. So yeah, we should probably get it done.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not perfect, I think landing it and then having something we can PR smaller things against makes a lot of sense.
Yep, definitely. I put the link in as a comment in the working group meeting.
Okay. Yeah, it's great. So let me, where should I, sorry, I'm going to,
I guess just add it as an agenda item.
Yeah, I already had it down below. So you put it in the like in the GitHub issue. Is that where you put it?
Yes.
Okay, let me just go back there and I will grab it out and post it into the minutes just as a poll. So just got to navigate there. Sorry, things seem to be slow for me for some reason on GitHub today. Okay, I'm just about to paste it into the minutes and then we can move on. Okay. Next issue, look into rewriting Jenkins host init script in systemd for auto restarting after out of memories.
Yeah, so Jenkins, the host, was just dead again. And we, I think Joel restarted it, or I know Joel restarted it. And I was just thinking it could be one of the, relatively low-hanging fruit jobs if anyone wants to contribute. So what we want to do is have systemd manage the Jenkins process instead of using the bundled init script that comes with Jenkins from upstream.
Right, okay. So you're thinking that's that like a good first contribution, or is just something that we should put on higher up on our list if somebody has a little bit of time to work on?
Let's create a. I might even have an issue about this somewhere, but anyone that's familiar with systemd should be able to come in and help out. So I was just thinking if anyone is listening and would be keen on helping out, that'd be one angle.
Definitely be worth marking as a good first contribution. It sounds like something that'd be quite easy to test locally on someone's own machine.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Okay. So basically said, create an issue and mark as good first contribution. Sounds good. And if anybody's listening, let's see if I can go to there. It tells me there's 4 viewers, so there are. So okay, that's the end of the list of what we had to discuss. I don't know if anybody has anything else that they want to discuss they didn't have a chance to add to the agenda.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I think go ahead.
I said no, sorry.
Oh, okay. So I think given that, our next meeting is set for 20th of March. We're trying to get back onto our regular 3-week cadence. I think it's a good thing to do even if we just have a shorter meeting, so we have a time to sync up and whatever. So the next meeting is 20th of March, 2017. And I'll take the action to grab these minutes and put out a PR to land them. I guess
Awesome.
we'll talk to you guys later.
Yep.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Right.